think I may have too many things on the needles right now. Hello everyone and welcome back to my channel. My name's Julie and I'm the knitwear designer behind Twin Stitches Designs. I'm so excited to have you here today on my channel. I am going to be going over all about organizing my current knitting projects. I have a few of them on the go, some things that I'm not working on, things that I need to prioritize, and I thought I would bring you along the journey with me. First off, you can find me on Instagram and Ravelry as Julianne Knitter, and I would love if you wanted to come and join our incredible knitting community. This is over on the Twin Stitches Designs Patreon group. It's an amazing, amazing group of knitters who we can't get enough of knitting. We do some fun Zooms, monthly knit-alongs with prizes, we do exclusive make-alongs, we have monthly free patterns from all from my designs, so much more happening all over the Patreon group. So definitely come and join if you are interested. It's open to every single person and worldwide. We currently have a fun Design With Me series at the moment where Patreon members are actually helping me design a pattern and they are task knitting it. They will also be getting the pattern for free at the end. That is actually one of the patterns that I will be showing off today and on my list to knit. Right now I'm on the floor and I've taken out all of my knitting projects. The first thing that I like to do whenever I'm doing these kind of organizing, what's on my needles, I love taking every project bag that I have currently going, either that I've cast on or that has things in it, just to give me an idea of what actual projects do I have. Because I don't know if you're like me, but sometimes I forget what's in my project bag. If I don't see it or if it's not in my face, I forget about it. So let me know, are you like that? And I've also included today a super fun knit list. This is something that you can download, a fun little PDF, so I will link that below. It's just completely free that I've done to help me organize and stay on track. First up, I love going through all of my projects. Recently, I just finished an amazing pullover test knit for Kika, and this sweater took me less than 3 weeks to knit. So a full DKW, like oversized sweater. Adored it. I loved working on this. So one of the things as well is I have sometimes my project bags that I haven't cleaned out. So these are all things that I need to do and are on my to-do list to make sure that I have a clean and clear space. There is nothing worse than having random project bags all over the place filled with items. So I love taking out my items, and look at this. Like, this is all of the leftovers. This is all of the ends that I was weaving in. So again, this needs to go in the garbage. This should not be in my project bag. We were on a road trip. We took a night away with the girls on a hotel, and on the drive home, because it was about a 2.5 hour drive, I told my husband, Eric, who was driving, I said, you know what, this is the perfect time for me to weave in every single end of this sweater. And boy, did I do that. Like, this is proof that I've woven in every single end. Now I know some of you are probably like, Julie, there is no way that you did all of that. Let me show you proof. All woven in. Look at that. All woven in. Even the sleeves. So proud of myself for doing this. That's one of the things that I'm going to be doing, is looking through the project bag and putting away the notions. For an example, I have a pair of scissors and needles, so I need to take these out, need to organize, and clean the project bag and put it away. This is what I want to be doing for all of my knits and project bags, is really making sure that things are organized and ready to go. I only want things out that I'm currently working on. And right now I just didn't take the chance to do all of this. This bag is from Knitting Unicorns, which I absolutely adore. And I love it. You can actually hear my tape measure. So again, I need to do that. I absolutely adore for organizing. If you are looking for something small, compact, that holds everything, I love my cubby. I always have it. This is a create room cubby, and I have all of my notions in here. This is something where it fits every single notion I have. I have a place for my needles, my organizing, my interchangeable set, my sock blockers. Everything fits in this amazing cubby. I'll actually put my affiliate link down below, full disclosure, and an extra $50 off coupon code in case that you want to snag your own, because it's incredible. It's my winding station. I have minis on the bottom. It is just incredible. So that's where I'm going to put all of these amazing tools and notions, and then put this bag away because that project is done. Now, the one thing that I was a little disappointed in with this project is how little yarn it actually used. I know that sounds silly of saying, well, Julie, shouldn't you be very excited that it didn't use a ton of yarn? Yes and no. I am a type of person, I love using up a lot of yarn. I love using up yarns for a project, and I don't get tons of leftovers. But this project, I ended up with still tons of leftovers. About 70 grams of fingering weight yarn per color left, which is a lot. And I am going to be trying to find some projects and things to add these in. This is another thing that's just out and about at the moment because I just finished that sweater. I am going to be weighing them out, and then I will be using them for other projects. So this was one that I had only a little bit left because it was already a used up skein that I used. All of the yarns and details for this are in my Ravelry project page. I used Knit Picks Capra in the Eclipse colorway for DK, and then the colors I used all fingering weight from Moonglow, and I held them double to create a DK weight gauge. So this, all of the colorway names are in the Ravelry project page. I even debated, because I do want to cast on the bubble cardigan, I debated using some of these colors in that bubble cardigan just to kind of use up some of those colors, but we're not sure yet. We're still in the planning phase. So these get put aside for now. We're gonna weigh them out and then just decide what's gonna happen from there. So first step was going through our project bags to seeing things that we could put away. Second one is looking over our current works in progress and seeing, do we want to keep it? Do we want to frog it? Is this something on a priority list? And this is where my fun PDF comes in place. I love being able to write things out. I'm a type of person, I plan, I have my to-do list, and I have a to-do list for my to-do list. I am that person. I love writing things off, putting things clear and concise. So in this, I decided to use this planner and just jot down all of the projects that I currently have going on. First step I love doing is writing them out and then putting if they have a deadline. Some of these patterns that I'm working on are actual patterns that have deadlines. For an example, they have a release date. The club, for an example, that has a release date of July 1st, which means that that pattern needs to be done and come out. I want to show you all of the current works in progress that I currently have on my needles. The first app is one that I sadly can't share because it is part of a brand new fun club that I am coming out with. It is the Fruits and Vegetable Club. This is a 4-month-long mystery pattern club for some sock patterns all inspired by fruits and veggies. It is so much fun. I can't even tell you all. I collaborated with Campfire Yarns for some sock sets and Charmed and Dangerous for some incredible charms. Both of these are going to be available for purchase, and you can also grab the club in Ravelry right now as a pre-order. You can get the entire club for $18 Canadian, which will give you access to 4 brand new sock patterns by yours truly, all inspired by the fruits and veggies. You can currently get the strawberry sock set from Campfire Yarns in her shop at the moment, and then Charmed and Dangerous will also be having some strawberry stitch markers, which is so stinking cute. So make sure you have a look out for those. But yes, I will put the link to that below. I'm currently working on these strawberry socks and I'm almost done. So that is number 1 on the to-do list. So I like writing it down, putting the date, and then knowing that this is my number 1 priority. Another thing that I want to start doing is having a 1 hour a day where it's allocated to a project that doesn't actually have a deadline, but I do want to work on. For an example, I want to set 1 hour a day to work on something, and once that hour is done, put it aside and then work on everything that is a deadline. This is not something I've invented. I'm not going to take credit for that. A lot of people do this. 30 minutes, an hour, whatever on a certain project to kind of keep the momentum going. It can get difficult, and let's all be honest, we want to cast on all the projects. But sometimes those works in progress get put to the side and we don't really work on them. So this is a way for me to be able to still work on those and finish my most important projects for those deadlines. Speaking of deadlines, I want to share with you all another project that is on my needles that is going to be the second on my to-do list. The first one, since we're going by date, is going to be the strawberry socks. After that, I have the fun Design With Me series in Patreon. This pattern is going to be available out to the public on July 25th. But if you want to come, get it for free, and test knit along with us, join our Patreon group. This is a beautiful lace and texture tee. I am obsessed with it. I'm obsessed with the color. It is yarn from Maggie of YarnAceous in the colorway Azurite on her 8515 base. I absolutely adore it. Patreon members helped me choose the pattern. They helped me choose the texture, what it was, the weight of yarn, everything. So right now we are all set and working up on the sweater. I'm knitting up the yoke at the moment and it is just like that cable. I can't wait to block this out and really get... I'm so in love with it. I know I'm not supposed to play favorites with my designs, but this one may be a little bit of my favorite, but don't tell the others. It is just so beautiful and wonderful, and I just really, really love it. I love how it's turning out. I am about 5 inches into the yoke, and I need to get about 8.5 inches before I split for the sleeves. This is going to be the second project on my to-do list to make sure that it is finished by that deadline. It is knit top down seamless and it's going to be short sleeve with a full length body. Again, this pattern is going to be available out to the public on July 25th. Is going to be the fun release date for this new design. I wish you could, you do see it, but like in person. Again, I can't wait to block this out. I'm knitting this on Knit Picks aluminum nickel plated, excuse me, on US 7 needles. So it's a fingering weight held at a fun loose gauge, creating that really drapey fabric and comfortable, airy, perfect for the summertime. So that pattern is being worked up and doesn't actually have a project bag at the moment. See? I need to clear out some project bags to make room for these. I'm just honestly grabbing one by one some projects. The next one that I want to share with you all is a fun design, something that I actually started on the Hippie Strings retreat. Now this design doesn't actually have a deadline, meaning that there's not a date in place already that it needs to come out by. So this one, I am having it for my first 1 hour knitting project. So this means that this project is going to be worked on 1 hour every single day until it's finished. Once this one is finished, I will get another project and work on that one for 1 hour a day until that one is done, so on and so forth. This will help me hopefully stay on track with some knitting, get things done, and meet some deadlines, but also have fun knitting. All right, here is the beautiful tee or sweater. It's going to actually be a pullover, and it's a shame because if I would just sit down and knit, this would be done. Like, this would take no time, but your girl hasn't done that, because as a designer, I have other things and other deadlines to meet, and this one was just pushed to the side, and I hate it because I adore this design. So this one is actually going to be designed with short sleeve and long sleeve option. So this one is top down with a drop shoulder, and I've already finished almost the entire body, the collar, so I just need to finish about an inch and a half on the ribbing, finish the sleeve, and this sweater is done. Like, why isn't your girl doing it? I don't know. I don't know what's wrong with me, okay? But this needs to get done. I just absolutely adore this pullover. This is out of, again, Maggie of YarnAceous, and her fingering weight base, the 8515, in the colorway Ecological Disaster, held with a Suri, her Suri in Naturite, I think it is. Natural Light. Maggie's Suri alpaca is incredible. Really, really, really love it. I adore it. So this is the main color, and this is the lace. So you can see how that Suri alpaca really tones down the speckles and makes it more into a creamy pullover. I love how Suri has that effect. If you're not sure on how to work with Suri and the difference between mohair and Suri, I actually uploaded a fun YouTube video that I will link here, and you can watch the difference between the two. But I personally love Suri alpaca. It's my favorite. And this one is just, this pullover fits like a glove. It needs a moment to itself because it's just so glorious. I actually had already finished the body of this, I will fully admit, and I was on a plane ride. I decided, oh, this is a perfect length, you know, as one does in the middle of the night on a plane, you know, fully jet lagged after traveling for about 10 hours. Decided this is a perfect length, and did the 3.5 inches of ribbing, bound off, and after that I was trying it on and I'm like, this is too short. Ripped out until before the ribbing. I added about 2.5 inches of length, and then I added in my ribbing. So if you are ever knitting with mohair or Suri and have trouble ripping back, put your project in the freezer and it will actually help you, because Suri and mohair tend to stick to everything and they can kind of get a little bit of a mess. Putting your project in the freezer can really help. Now I do recommend either putting it in a bowl or a Ziploc bag just to protect your project. But yes, so I've added in the length and I am now working on the ribbing. I'm using for this one US 8 because it's a fingering weight held together with a Suri alpaca. I'm hoping to get the test knit call out for this one in about 2-ish weeks. Again, hoping that I can do that 1 hour a day can really push me to have this completed. And I'm thinking of doing the test knit call as soon as I finish one of the sleeves, because that way the second sleeve is just the exact same. So look out for a test knit call of this one. If you're ever wanting to get on my test knit earburn list, I will link that as well down below. But yeah, I think that's everything on that design. So this is going to be my first 1 hour project. Keep me accountable, friends. We are going to finish this. I'm hoping to also post it in Instagram and really keep myself accountable, where this is this 1 hour project and I put it down. I will even time. I want to sit down and look at the clock and be like, it is 9 a.m., 9 to 10, I will knit on this. I want that, just that schedule. For me, it works. So some may think I'm crazy, but I know what works for me. I love a deadline. I love a challenge. Give me a crazy challenge, I'm here for it. The next project is going to be the second project on the 1 hour list, because there is no deadline. It's not a design. It is just a fun project. I miss knitting things that don't have a deadline. Don't get me wrong. I adore designing, but there's something very calming or after doing so many deadlines of knitting and designing that you just knit something for fun. There is very, very different. And sometimes I feel like the brain needs that you need that relaxing, mindless knit. And that is exactly what this project is. If you've seen my channel for the last few months, you will have seen this project. I'm embarrassed on how long it has been on my needles. This is probably my longest work in progress ever. I cast this on in October of last year, and it is the Garter stitch blanket. I am using yarn from Whitney of Moonglow in her Spellbound, I was about to say sock set, her Spellbound DK weight set. I have a Ravelry project page with all of my note, my cast on, and the full dimension that it will be. What I am doing is I cast on, I want to say 175 or 176 stitches, and I am just knitting back and forth. Nothing fancy. I'm just knitting back and forth and switching colors as I finish a skein of yarn. I took it even a step further and measured each stripe because sometimes some skeins of yarn can be a little bit thicker than others and maybe have a little bit more yardage. And I really wanted my blanket to look good. So I didn't want like one stripe here, one stripe like that, one stripe there. So I measured, and they measure 6 inches in width. And as soon as the other one has the exact same amount of rows, I actually switch color because I want them to look perfect and the same. Yes, I'm that crazy. I've already knit 3 full colors and I'm on to the 4th. This blanket will have 6 colors total. I'm already halfway done. Like, there is no reason why this blanket isn't done. It is just knitting back and forth. But with other deadlines and other things, this has just been pushed to the side. So we ain't gonna put garter stitch blanket in the corner no more. We are going to be knitting it out. I just really love it. So all of these are done. And then the pink, and then we go into the grays. I just started this light gray. And I adore Whitney's DK weight base. It's amazing and oh so soft. Oh, I really love it. The next color after the light gray is going to be a beautiful dark gray. And then we are gonna have like that charcoal. It's also my color palette, which I'm like, Julie, just do it. Just do this. Cast it on, knit it up. You can do this. So yeah. This is why I'm wanting this on my 1 hour knitting. But again, I want to finish the design first. After that design is done, that will be my 1 hour knitting project. I think also having those goals where you know what you're gonna be knitting after really can help with that motivation because you just wanna get things done. I am 100% a project-based knitter. I want that finished project done. There's some people that can knit the same dishcloth over and over and over and not care if it's done or not done. I can't. It drives me bonkers. I need the finished project. It's just the way that I am. So, and I'm okay with that. All right, those are the 2 1 hour projects that I currently have on my needles. The one project that's going to be after that is one that, yes, I don't even think I should put it in the 1 hour project. It's gonna be the bubble cardigan, okay? If you've been on my channel, you will have heard me speak of this bubble cardigan. I am not gonna bore you with all of the details. I've swatched, I've picked up my yarn, I've caked up my yarn, I have everything set in a project bag, literally waiting for me to cast it on. Why I haven't been able to cast it on? Because other projects have been taking over and no more. My first project on the to-do list is the strawberry socks. After that is going to be the tee, which should be done, I would say early to mid-July. And then we're gonna take a moment. The bubble cardigan is getting cast on. I am so beyond excited for this. It has been a pattern in the making for a year and a half, and I'm so excited. I'm going to be using Whitney of Moonglow, her yarn. This is going to be the main color. There's a lot of pinks and purples I'm seeing in my project. There's a lot of pinks and purples, and I'm not mad about it. I have some colors that I'm really sure that I'm gonna be adding in and some that I'm not sure. I have finished, like I said, that pullover test knit, and I have tons of yarn left over that I know for this cardigan would easily be able to add in some of those pops of color. So I want to review the colors that I had planned for the cardigan and see what other yarns I can put in and use up the most yarn as possible. I will put all of the colors in my project page linked, but I will talk again more about it once I've figured out those colors and exactly what I want to do. I have this in a Jenna Rose tote bag, her small bag. I love these tote bags. They are amazing. I shouldn't say I have so many, I have two. I have so many. I have two. And I adore them, and I want all of them. Every single tote bag that Jenna Rose makes, I want, because they are useful. There's something that are just, oh, so amazing. That is it for the active works in progress. I also have in a project bag, and I actually need to cast on, is another fun pair of socks. This is my leftover socks, and I'm gonna be releasing it, I think, as a free pattern. This is a fun pattern recipe sock where you get a coloring page, you get all of the details, and in the pattern, it's written for fingering weight held double or DK weight, and a worsted weight. So you get 9 different sizes based on your gauge for a fun pair of socks. You get a full coloring page so you can plan out your colors. You need 3 different colors for this fun pair of socks. So this is great using up any leftover yarns. I have to take some photos, and I'm debating also knitting up a 3rd sample. Again, with yarn that I have left over. This is what I'm trying to do, is use up that yarn. And I was debating doing this color palette. Fingering weight held double for me for a pair of socks may take like 2 to 3 days. It knits up so fast, and I really love it, especially if you're changing color and doing something fun. This one, I'm not sure where it's going to be on the list because I do want to come out with a pattern, but I do want to maybe knit up another sample just for the photos. So I'm not really sure. I haven't decided. This one is going to be put aside for me to wait to see the other projects, what's more important, what is going to be on the needles, where that lies, because that doesn't really have a deadline. So we'll see. Thank you all so much for checking out my fun video on organizing my current knits. I'm curious, what do you do to organize your hand knits? Do you have any fun tips, tricks? Let me know below. Also, don't forget to go and download that free PDF to help you hopefully organize your hand knits, and hopefully come and join me to knit up all of your projects. I hope you all have a wonderful, fantastic day, and make sure you check out the amazing Patreon group over at patreon.com and search for Twin Stitches Designs, or click the link down below. We would love to have you join part of our amazing community. I hope you have a wonderful and fantastic day, friends. Happy knitting. Until next time.